Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion. Last left off, we were heading towards Stormwind Castle to give the king the bad news. Now, the high of the last episode is pretty much the highest point of this small series. It's like this kind of sequence that I kind of expected out of any expansion or World of Warcraft storyline. That being people standing around each other while dialogue boxes hovered above their heads. Still, the storyline that they discuss is a little bit more complicated than expected. As they're trying to figure out what to do about the Legion themselves. But otherwise, like mechanically, like this doesn't necessarily do anything different than the main game or its expansion or Burning Crusade managed. That said, the quest that follows this again took a surprising turn that I was not expecting as well. So that's kind of what I'm kind of carrying on. And then this kind of look at World of Warcraft is going to continue on until the end of the level 100 trial, and then stop there. But in the meantime, King Anduin is stuck in a spot. The villain is overpowering, and everybody has their own objectives. Although we still don't actually know why the Horde backed out on this. What do they have to gain?
Sometimes we must fight for what we
Anduin sighs and reads the letter from his father. Thank you for bringing this to me. It means more than I can say. I wish Greymane felt he could present it himself, but his mind is lusted for revenge. I cannot blame him, or Jaina, for that matter, but we must find a better way.
Safe journey to you.
But it's at that point, this guy who I've never met before, the Illidari,
Azeroth must not fall.
even now, the demons move against us.
Trust in Lord Illidan's plan.
Yes, do not make the king paranoid. Although I suppose danger is literally all around him. So, like, might as well let him in on it. I guess there's a big difference between saying that danger is all around somebody, versus...
I've sacrificed everything. What have you given?
Do you think I wouldn't see what you truly are? Demon. Fellblade, attack! And the music does a great job of not catching up with the drama. And then that's kind of like what I was expecting. Having these little battles that you kind of can just jump in and, like, I didn't even have my Void Walker out. But don't worry, I bring them out. Not that this is bad, it's just not quite the epic storytelling that this expansion started off with. It's back to killing 5 guys, activating 2 items. But yeah, like let's say somebody says that danger is all around you, but they cannot confirm the danger is all around you. It's just kind of like there might definitely be danger around you, but I don't know who. There's spies everywhere. That creates a level of paranoia in itself. Luckily, the demons were nice enough to be like, oh, well, you found me. Let's all reveal ourselves now.
A just cause is always worth fighting
If
for.
we don't find a way to stop them, we're going to lose everything my father and the other leaders built. And the demons have established a temporary camp in the Mage Quarter. I'd like you to be my personal envoy to them. Just keep your eyes open.
Be vigilant.
Now, telling a warlock that, hey, the demons might be messing around with powers that they don't fully understand is a little odd, as warlocks in their own nature mess around with powers that they don't understand. But that's okay. Yep, no professions. Not yet. Now, playing as this level 100 character is also the first time that I've flown in Stormwind, because that wasn't really added in until much, much later. And I've got to say, I like the perspective. It feels a little nostalgic to be able to see it from this angle, although I have no idea where that portal on the left side there goes. But no time for that. We've got some Illidari to talk to. We've got to go to Dalaran. We've got stuff to fix. Oh, and apparently it's a holiday going on. Love is in the air, because Valentine's Day doth approach.
Lord Illidan knows.
I see by the blood spatters that Jace revealed the demons to you.
Dalaran is under siege, hero. The Legion intends to knock us
Now,
out
he
of
says
the
that
sky.
Jaina is
Meet
absent.
me in Dalaran over
So I
Dark
get
Raven's
them-
Pass. I have a plan. A horribly dangerous plan, but a plan nonetheless.
So I get the impression that Jaina essentially just separated herself. I thought she just had a disagreement and left. But apparently she's doing her own thing, which is usually bad for World of Warcraft heroes.
Nothing is more important than the Legion's
Most of the time when a World of Warcraft hero does their own thing, it leads directly to their downfall. But we'll see what happens. Actually, we probably won't see what happens because this series doesn't go long enough. You'll have to find out on your own by playing the game or reading the wiki page, whatever satisfies your needs. This is also the first time I've been to Dalaran, which is, again, another kind of like me being like, hey, the 100 level unlock token is kind of cheap as a gameplay mechanic, but just imagine, like, how do you get people to experience content as the game multiplies in size? How do you get new players to experience content? Do you force everybody to go through the same slog? Or can you skip ahead a little bit? Save a little bit of time. The first time I was actually in Dalaran for the class trial, it was not actually under attack for some reason, or at the very least, I didn't see any monsters while I was here, which is why I just kind of rode out. Luckily, I managed to not die facing this guy. But it's, I think, at some point I realized that Unstable Affliction, the ability on... It's the third ability on the bottom but it uses up gems, but but it seems to be the most powerful damage over time spell that the Warlock has. It does the most damage in the least amount of time. So a lot of the loop that the Warlock kind of goes through is just using like that Curse of Agony, Corruption, Drain Soul, and then unlocking more uses.
There is much
I am ready. Begin the teleportation of Dalaran to the Broken Isles. Also, they don't really talk about what the Pillars of Creation are just yet.
trust in your... Citizens of Azeroth! Today is the day we turn the tide! Today is the day that we retake our world and send the Legion back to the hell that spawned them! Our path is clear! The Pillars of Creation await on the Broken Isles!
Also, that this piece of art looks pretty awesome. Gotta say. Although, because of the gameplay mechanics that World of Warcraft has, it will never play like it looks in the cinematics. For better or worse. Yeah, it seems you lost consciousness for a while. But at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. That seems like it would be bad. It also, considering how he's joking about it, it gives the impression that you can at least save yourself from being stuck in a wall. Or maybe not. I don't think you'd want to find out. I've heard rumors of powerful artifacts. Keep an eye out for a lead. Now, I didn't expect the quest line to just kind of cut off at this point. I don't know why they're like stars or whatever going around her head. Or crystals.
Greetings.
Cannot grasp the nature of portal magic. Oh, but here's this guy. Kind of an awkward spot for him to appear due to the decorations, but...
A moment of your time, Warlock. The Council of the Black Harvest requests your assistance. Make it
With the
quick.
Legion invasion upon us, it is painfully clear that our only hope is to grow stronger. No doubt you have heard of the fate that befell Canrathod Ebonlock.
Well, of course.
Not join
Everybody
us.
knows what happened to Kenrathod Ebonlock.
My portal
Psh.
is there directly. We will be waiting.
You think I've been a Warcraft for only a... Warlock for only a day? Bah. Let's see, where's this Ritson Flame Scowl?
You have made the right decision. Are you ready?
Bonesaw's ready.
If the 6 Let us
Yeah,
begin.
we're not going to tell you
Zelifrax will lead us in the ritual. You have studied
that you're going to try to summon a demon.
Yeah, don't worry about me, hothead. I know what needs to be done. Akris Normanoff. I need everyone to channel on the portal. This ritual requires our unwavering concentration.
It is not our concentration that should concern you.
Your power
Let us
is
hope
impressive.
our newest edition can
The
keep up.
ritual begins. Kirest alat yurthop no rush.
Be prepared. We're reaching deeper into the nether than ever before. Who knows what we may find?
Probably not a Spartan move.
Al nortalesh dabal.
Keep focused. I sense a being of great power on the other side.
Zorarik var. Telosh.
Zelifrax!
Or was it Telosh? I'm always mixing those up.
How very
No!
Evil Dead of you.
Portal!
Or I guess this would make them him Army of Darkness.
Who dare summon me?
It is I, Zelifrax Wabberpox. You will serve me, demon.
Trifling gnome! I think not!
I guess he's dead?
Mortals, you think yourselves worthy to enslave the mighty Juggernaut? It is you who will be made to serve!
Like, it would be nice if it was a little bit clearer that the gnome died, because it still showed him having a full health bar, which is a little bit confusing.
So, the new blood awakens. You were spared the brunt of the Pit Lord's assault. A pity the rest of us weren't so lucky. We would seem to be Juggernaut's prisoners on some forsaken Legion world. Imagine the horrors he has planned for us. Personally, I would prefer to avoid such torture.
He's gonna make us watch Catwoman with Halle Berry.
Hard to
Then Geely.
quickly, before our jailer turns his attention to us. You may be able to control him long enough.
So you have an ability called Enslave Demon, but they still needed to make a unique Enslave button for this guy. Which could be due to the fact that he has his own unique actions after he gets enslaved. Still, it makes things a little bit awkward.
What trickery is this? No one escapes my cells. Juggernaut will end you. That was Chewbacca. The others might yet live.
A scream sounds from the top of the path.
Too wounded to go with you, Warlock. Find the others. Together, you might survive this. Leave me. Rittison Flameskull is no one's burden.
I can't find anywhere to get my nails done.
Oh, look. There's the World of Warcraft version of Chum Bucket.
Calidus is servant to the cruel Juggernaut. He abuses and mocks poor Calidus. But you could be his undoing. Calidus will distract sentries. You find your friends. We will meet again soon.
They'll chase after his tasty, tasty gnome flesh. Now, I think for some reason I convinced myself that there was a prisoner tied up there, but there clearly is not. I am just blind. Although I suppose temporary blindness while playing video games affects us all. Yep, I forgot to pick up those items. Oh well. Now, for some reason, this lady over here only has to deal with these dog creatures that cannot reach her feet. They just...
I was nearly food for the hounds.
They're just after her bones. I have to kind of look up why Curse of Agony seems to do a lot of damage on its first hit. That is something I don't personally understand, but it seems to be what happens. Also, I don't think at any point I attempt to start off with Corruption rather than Curse of Agony. I seem to always start with Curse of Agony, then go to Corruption. But I suppose that's something I'd have to look into myself in my own time. I also, I'm sure you noticed, two spells I don't use too often. I forget what they're called right now, but there's number 6 on the bottom action bar, which is Seed of Corruption. For the most, Seed of Corruption does damage over time.
Is that the best you got, demon? I thought your kind knew how to torture. Pathetic.
Yeah, he's gonna be dead before he's done giving his speech. Is that it does damage over time and then explodes, damaging everything around it. But it takes like a couple seconds to...
I appreciate the assistance, Warlock. These demons are dreadfully boring.
It takes a little bit of a couple seconds to actually use.
The orc was gravely injured and cannot follow. No matter. We four should suffice to...
And most of these battles kind of...
That is still our goal. Yeah.
And most of these battles kind of go on...
Fine, stubborn Worgen. Escape shall be our first priority. But if the opportunity to enslave the demon presents itself, I say we take it.
Then it's decided. Let's keep moving. It's too far away.
Most of these battles are so fast that I really haven't seen the use of using it.
What is this miserable creature?
It's...
Calidus is a friend. You will see. Juggernaut hunts powerful weapons. Friend could use these weapons to rule this place.
always be dancing.
Rule? I like the sound of that.
Slow down, Shinfel. How do we know we can trust this thing?
You must trust Calidus. Come to the archives. It's not far.
I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this.
How do you know I can trust you? Well, you have to trust me. That's strong evidence. And of course, every time anybody says the phrase, "I've got a bad feeling about this," it usually leads to trouble. I don't think there's ever been a time in fiction
This is amazing. Think of all we could learn from these tomes.
in which somebody said, "I've got a bad feeling about this,"
Not to mention the power they could
and
give
it didn't
us.
lead to bad times.
This is the tome you
Here is the oversized tome.
Take it. We can leave this place before Juggernaut finds us.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It would appear we
You know, she's pretty casual about it.
Did you think you could escape my grasp so easily?
Unhand me, wretch.
Haughty warlocks! You presume to issue commands to my kind? Face the consequences for your insolence!
No, not Shinfel.
I will smash you like the insignificant gnats you are! Burn! Burn in the fell fire! Flee, friend! We must escape!
What's the line? I will smash you against the stones.
Look out!
Your skull will make a fine trophy!
Zenin!
Oh no! What's your name?
Press on, Warlock. Close the portal.
I will burn you to cinders!
Using the underpowered demon Zeltoth. Although
This is not over, Warlock!
Although I do appreciate like the area-based attacks, and that it makes these battles a little bit more active than just kind of standing there and activating spells.
The portal is closed. He cannot pursue us here. We must find the weapon so the Juggernaut can be defeated. The book is the key.